Think about how many times just today you've been asked to prove exactly who you are. You log into a website. Maybe you flash your physical driver's license. You share your passport details for a flight, or hand over a random utility bill just to open a bank account. It's honestly exhausting. We are literally living through a modern digital identity crisis, plagued by these fragmented logins, the constant oversharing of our personal data, and some really serious privacy risks. Well, to solve this, the European Union is rolling out the European Digital Identity Wallet, or the EUDI wallet. But as you're going to see, what started as a practical tool to streamline your digital life has completely sparked a massive geopolitical storm over who actually controls the future of the internet.
So here is our roadmap for this explainer today. 1. Europe's digital identity solution. 2. Inside the EUDI wallet. 3. Privacy by design. 4. The rollout timeline. 5. Myths and misinformation. And lastly, number 6, the transatlantic tech clash. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Europe's Digital Identity Solution. Fixing the fragmented digital login.
To really understand the solution, we first have to recognize the mess we're currently in. Right now, our offline and online identities are completely disjointed. We're relying on physical documents that could be easily lost or stolen, and insecure online logins that almost always force us to give up way more personal data than we actually need to. Enter the EIDAS 2.0 regulation. Now, this is the official European Union legal framework that aims to fix this whole identity crisis. Essentially, EIDAS 2.0 establishes a unified European digital identity for all citizens, residents, and businesses. The whole goal here is to allow everyone in the EU to securely and seamlessly authenticate themselves, both online and offline, right across borders, without ever losing control of their personal data.
Section 2. Inside the EUDI wallet. What exactly will it hold?
So, this solution actually takes the form of a free, totally voluntary mobile app. You aren't forced to use it, but if you do choose to, it acts as this single, highly secure repository right there on your smartphone for your most important credentials. And when we say repository, we mean it holds basically everything you'd keep in your physical wallet and then some. The UDI wallet can securely store your national ID, your mobile driving license, and your university diplomas. It can even hold your bank cards, medical prescriptions, and digital travel credentials. Just imagine moving to a totally new country in the EU. You could use this single app to seamlessly enroll in a university, open up a local bank account, and claim a medical prescription at a pharmacy, all without carrying a single piece of physical paper. It's pretty wild to think about.
Section 3. Privacy by design. Protecting data through advanced tech.
Now you might be thinking, put all my data in one app? Absolutely not. That's a privacy nightmare. But it's actually built on a concept called privacy by design, utilizing really strict data minimization principles so you only share exactly what is necessary. Think about it like a bouncer at a club. If you hand that bouncer your physical ID, you are massively oversharing. They see your exact birth date, your home address, your height, your full name, just to prove you are over 18. Well, the EUDI wallet uses a technology called selective disclosure. With the wallet, you literally only present a cryptographic checkmark confirming you meet the age requirement. The bouncer sees a green checkmark and nothing else. You retain total control over your excess data.
This all works through some incredibly complex tech called zero-knowledge proofs. Let's look at another real-world example, applying for a bank loan. Normally, this involves mountains of paperwork and oversharing your entire financial history, right? Well, with the wallet, you just select the required documents locally on your phone. The app then creates a verifiable zero-knowledge proof. This is essentially mathematical evidence that your documents are valid and that you meet the income threshold. The bank verifies this proof instantly, without ever actually seeing the excess personal data buried in your documents.
To give users total peace of mind, the wallet also features a built-in privacy dashboard. This guarantees what the developers call unobservability. You can view your entire transaction history, track exactly who accessed your data, and even request data deletion directly from service providers right there through the app. You can report misuse, you can download your data. It completely flips the current internet model on its head, finally putting the user in absolute control of their digital footprint.
Section 4, the rollout timeline. When does this actually happen? So, when will you actually be able to download this app? The crucial deadline we are looking at is late 2026. By that year, EU law mandates that every single member state must make at least one EUDI wallet available to its citizens.
Walking through the timeline to get there, EIDAS 2.0 officially entered into force back in May 2024. Following the implementation acts, we hit that major milestone in December 2026 when the wallets actually launch. Then, a year later, by December 2027, the private sector, so think your banks, telecom companies, large social media platforms, they must legally accept the wallet for authentication if a user requests it. All of this is driving toward the EU's massive Digital Decade goal, which targets 80% of EU citizens using a digital ID solution by 2030.
Section 5. Myths and Misinformation. The social pushback against digital IDs.
Look, any tech with this kind of scale is going to face intense scrutiny. And online, there's been a huge surge in claims that the wallet is an electronic leash designed by Brussels for mandatory digital enslavement. But the technical reality drafted in the legislation contrasts pretty sharply with this. The reality is the wallet is strictly voluntary. It operates on open source code so anyone can inspect it, and the architecture requires that the user retains complete offline control of their data.
Interestingly, fact-checkers link these narratives directly back to disinformation from the COVID-19 pandemic. The exact same theories that surrounded digital vaccine certificates are kind of being recycled here. Some narratives falsely claim the wallet will force the elimination of physical cash and mandate a digital euro to enable total government surveillance. But to be clear, none of that is present in the actual EIDAS 2.0 framework.
Section 6. The Transatlantic Tech Clash. The Global Political Drama.
Now, this pushback isn't just happening on local message boards. We are seeing a massive geopolitical tension between the United States and the European Union right now. According to reports, the U.S. State Department actually launched a diplomatic lobbying campaign to pressure the EU into altering its tech laws, specifically targeting the Digital Services Act, which ties heavily into European digital identity and online safety. American MAGA-aligned think tanks, groups like the Heritage Foundation and the Alliance Defending Freedom, have actually held conferences inside the European Parliament in Brussels, heavily criticizing EU regulations as online censorship. To really understand the American administration's stance on this, we can look at a reported U.S. State Department cable, which bluntly stated that EU tech laws place undue restrictions on freedom of expression. The U.S. campaign actively urges its diplomats to investigate what they view as censorship and to pressure host governments to amend or completely repeal these European regulations. But the European Commission firmly pushes back on this. Their direct counterargument is that their framework is purposely designed to protect citizens from online hate, deepfakes, and disinformation. They've stated that laws like the Digital Services Act do not unfairly target U.S. companies at all, and they call the claims of censorship completely unfounded.
So the crucial takeaway here is that we are witnessing a fundamental clash of values. On one side, you've got the U.S. actively exporting its First Amendment-style, largely unregulated approach to free speech in the internet. And on the other side, you have Europe pushing for a highly structured, regulated internet that's focused on privacy by design, secure age verification, and holding these massive tech platforms accountable.
Which brings us to the ultimate question for you to ponder today. As 2026 rapidly approaches and these digital wallets start landing in millions of pockets, will the EU successfully set the new global standard for digital identity and online rights? Or is intense international pressure and these fundamental differences in values going to force some sort of compromise? The rules of the internet are literally being rewritten right now, and the outcome is going to affect you every single time you log on. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.